Dallas Cowboys superstar Ezekiel Elliott was captured on video exposing a woman's breast to a crowd during a St. Patrick's Day party in Dallas over the weekend. According to TMZ, Elliott's camp said that the woman wasn't upset, but she could later be seen batting Elliott's hand away when he attempted to expose her a second time. This is far from the first off-field incident for the All-Pro running back who became a superstar in 2016. And on Tuesday's episode of Undisputed, Shannon, Sharpe and Skip Bayless agreed that Elliott could suffer long-term consequences if he doesn't change his behavior soon. Shannon Sharpe: this type of behavior is unacceptable from anyone. Shannon Sharpe: this type of behavior is unacceptable from anyone. Now, when I first saw this video, I just saw the first part. I saw him expose the lady's breast. And then TMZ later came along and showed the second part. The first part looks to me that she is surprised, because immediately, as soon as she feels it happen, she covers herself. Now he goes in to do it again and she knocks his hands out of the way. No woman should ever be subjected to this type of behavior, regardless of the setting, regardless of the environment, regardless if you've been drinking or not. Now I am guessing this is a St. Patrick's Day parade. We know what normally happens during St. Patrick's Day, that's one of the occasions that a lot of people like to drink. I am not going to excuse Ezekiel's behavior. Later, she exposes her own breast. Basically, she is telling Ezekiel Elliott, you don't get to determine whether or not I show my breast. This is my body, I get to determine that. If I want to do it, although I might not agree with it, that's her choice. Well within her right. Shannon Sharpe: Elliott will always be a burden to his coaches. Shannon Sharpe: Elliott will always be a burden to his coaches. Skip: I've said this for months. Wherever this young man is, be it the Cowboys or any of the other 31 teams, the head coach and the general manager will never, ever be able to put their phone on silent as long as he is on their roster. Because there is always the potential, the possibility or probability that you're going to get a phone call. You hope it's nothing serious, but somehow, someway incidents seem to follow this young man around, and we've seen it over and over. What Zeke doesn't understand, his dad left St. Louis, moved to Columbus, Ohio, because he says my son is naive. My son does not understand who and what he is. Skip: the quote was, my son doesn't know how to navigate life as a superstar. Shannon Sharpe: Elliott cannot put himself in these situations. Shannon Sharpe: Elliott cannot put himself in these situations. Now, this was going to Ohio State. Magnify that by 3-4 times. He was an All-Pro running back. He had the best record in the NFL. So now what happened at Ohio State gets magnified because you're in the National Football League, and you're a Dallas Cowboy. He has to act differently. He is not normal. Because guess what, Skip? Do I believe that Ezekiel Elliott, and I am not excusing what he did, do I believe he was the only one male that probably exposed a female's breast? No. But he is the only one named Ezekiel Elliott. And therein lies the rub. My grandfather used to tell my brother short-term actions have long-term and lasting consequences. Let us just say, for the sake of argument, she sees that video. That's Ezekiel Elliott. He has got $24 million guaranteed. Let me get me a lawyer and see what they say. What if a lawyer comes to her? What if her girlfriends, what if her parents see that? Now what? See, you subjected yourself for something you shouldn't have. You shouldn't even put yourself in that situation. Shannon Sharpe: there are too many red flags with Zeke. Shannon Sharpe: there are too many red flags with Zeke. This is what I don't get about this young man. He still has a pending investigation into a domestic allegation about him and his ex-girlfriend. We also had an incident about a month ago. The report came out that a friend of his was trying to get into a club with a firearm. Let me tell you how my buddies did me when I was in the NFL and I would go home. Skip: I would go places, And I was like, okay, I am about to head back to my grandmother's house. Who needs a ride back downtown? They say Sharpe, we ain't even going to put you in that situation. You made it out, we want to make sure you stay making it out. They say, you know what I do? If you were to get stopped, even though it's on me, I am not the headline. They already know I am dirty. You read it. We can put you in harm's way. That's what homeboys do. That's what buddies do that care about you and your well-being. He doesn't get it, Skip, and I hope nothing serious happens to him before